This is Joshua Taylor, the last day of July 2020, about 20 after 9. It's about dusk. And all day I've been thinking about one message that God's put in my heart. Is how do we, who are those who are going to endure the mark of the beast? Who are those who are going to endure the mark of the beast? Now, right now, we don't know, right? But a testing is coming to see who will compromise and open their lives to be controlled by the beast kingdom. We're taking the vaccine or whatever, the chip. Many believers are going to go that way. This is called the great falling away. So I'm speaking to you, fellow compatriots, where before we came to the earth, that we were all gathered on the outskirts of heaven. So I'm speaking to those in a specific soul group that chose to come to the earth at this time, to be born into this last generation. The Lord is speaking to you. It's like Yeahua is in me. I just allowed him the free course to take me over in every aspect, and you simply have to speak, right? So people coming where Yeahua is going to begin to shine in and through them. It's going to begin to take our precedence. So we need to learn to rise up and stand on faith, stand by faith, and knowing that God has a higher purpose in all of this, right? So, all these birth pangs, we're going to have to get through them. These judgments, they're going to become stronger and they're going to become quicker. So when the shaking comes, it will intensify and become more severe. But we need to endure these times. My brothers and sisters of the faith, those of you who are learning to endure, to stand and to withstand. You know, it's so good to be able to, God's mercy is so great that when we fall on our knees, He helps us back up again. And if our heart is truly repentant, He brings us further on the path. Close to the 3 days of darkness, this could also be the event that we're going to have to be standing in faith, and it's more than just the physical circumstances. This is going to have to do with the spiritual, right? We're going to have ignore. I'm just talking to my phone. Anyway, so God's preparing us to stand and withstand, and that the shaking is going to intensify, where everything that can be shaken, the shaking will start in the physical aspects and work its way up into the emotional, and also the spiritual deception that's coming. When the time comes for Michael to be instructed to cast the powers of the air down to the earth, and this is where Satan, or Lucifer, has been cast from the third heaven down to the second heaven. He's the prince and power of the air. But at the time of the 3 days of darkness, he will be cast down to the earth, along with 2/3 of the fallen angels that had their dominion in the second heavens, but now they walk on the earth. They take people over. So this is the coming forth of the beast kingdom. And we need to get to the physical standing in faith so that we can prepare to endure this great deception that's coming upon the world. So when the fallen angels are cast down, Satan knows he has but a short time. So he goes after the woman who's bringing forth the man-child, right? And this is where this whole thing is leading up to. We're in the season and the hour that the Father is releasing the man-child company into this realm. Like they've been here, they've been in training. This is where he comes during the 3 days of darkness, and he illuminates his first fruits, his firstborn, right? He's bringing forth the called. Are going to, many are called, few are chosen. So the chosen are going to stand up and become illuminated by the power and the authority of the Father and the Lamb. This is what the present controllers of this world they're trying to stop this because they know it's coming. So as a fellow compatriot, I speak to my brothers and sisters that God's been training, where we came from the other side of heaven, that we chose to come to the earth for this time and place, knowing that the earth was chosen as the greatest battlefield in all the universe. And there's many races of beings that's going to come and watch, for the earth has been chosen as the arena for the final showdown between the angels, the fallen angels, and the man-child company. So the first fruits company need to rise up and be prepared to endure the time of gross darkness, this great deception that's going to come, where all these different beings and hybrids and Nephilim appear in the UFOs and say, "Come up hither. We'll give you life immortal." Yeah, tell me about it when they're got you all cooked up and put on a plate and having you for dinner. Or maybe they're gonna skip the cooking and eat you alive. Now it's coming. So you don't want to go out to make any ET connections in the times that are coming, because these are fallen angels, they're demonic. All these different hybrids were created by the dark force. All these different species. There may be, we know that the Father has many sentient beings throughout the universe, but the earth has been chosen as the place for the Lord to bring forth a replica of Himself. This is a time that God's going to quicken our mortal flesh, and He's going to quicken His spiritual DNA within His army. And when they stand to their feet, there's going to be a great earthquake that's going to shake this world. When the sons of God, when they stand up as one in the Spirit and the might of the Lord, shining and being filled with His glory, this is the shaking. This is the beginning of the showdown of this battle that we're going to have to fight. So it doesn't matter about COVID-1, COVID-2, COVID-3, or this or that. Turn your attention away from that. Don't even look there, because it's going to grip your heart in fear. So we need to be aware of what spiritual time it is. And that spiritual time is for the army of the Lord to get on base and get ready and to brace for impact. To get braced, to be ready, right? Prepare for the unexpected. That's what's coming. A lot of stuff that's going to come, it's going to be unexpected, and it's going to be sudden, a lot of stuff in the physical realm. That just prepares you. If you can't get through that, you're not going to be able to overcome the great deception that's going to follow that, which is going to be much worse. Great deception. It's going to be like a dark glory. A lot of churches are going to fall for it. It's going to be a strange fire. And there's going to be, when this revival breaks out, there's going to be two churches. One's going to be a counterfeit, no fruit, and one's going to be the real thing, having real fruit. And from a distance, you won't be able to tell one from another. But it's what's in the hearts of the people that the Father judges. So it doesn't matter what you do outwardly in the physical. If your heart is turned away from God, God's going to know it. The Father's going to have a people whose hearts are turned fully to Him, and that's what He's looking for. That's what qualifies us, this great army, to begin to rule and reign. Because we're going into a change. We're going into the 7th day this year. Soon. It could be at the Feast of Tabernacles, which is the first day after the first. The Feast of Tabernacles on the 2nd, and on the 1st, that's when that asteroid might hit Puerto Rico, because the full moon over Puerto Rico on October 1st is 1:23 in the morning. So it's a possibility we could see that asteroid impact in 3 days of darkness that quick. It doesn't put it very far away. The Father does everything according to His feast days, according to His word. But you, army of the Most High God, just keep pressing in. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. Look up, for the redemption is coming. There's Joshua Taylor from here in Boston Bar, British Columbia.